Okay, so Sterling, you're calling on high-level executives starting from scratch. You want to make sure they have a strong social media footprint. Nowadays, people say, "I'll Google you." Yeah. All right. So, wow, where to begin with? Is Dave Vans on there? Yeah, Dave, I should turn on your mic, but we're short on time here. Let me give you an answer. And I will first want to say, I know we're pushing 10:30, but I'll stick around, okay? I'll stick around. So we finished, and technically, if you need to leave at 10:30, go. But I will stick around, continue to answer questions for as long as you have questions. So on yours, Sterling. From a social media standpoint, so here's the deal. Many people with social media feel that social media is like the end-all, be-all, okay? And it's really not. It's only one avenue or tactic for expanding your reach, and it ties into everything. It ties into everything. For instance, people are so tied up in the numbers. It's like, oh, how many Twitter followers do you have? How many Facebook followers do you have? But you know what? I'd rather have 100 Twitter followers than 10,000. And if those 100 people are people that engaged with me on a consistent basis, and I had a relationship with, they trust me, and they're buying my product, investing in my products and services, and I'm providing value to them. And same thing with Facebook. So the deal is, and social media for me is this: it's that you need to be there, right? So you definitely need to be there by having accounts on the major Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, having your site positioned on Google, for instance. One of the things you were talking about, trust. How do you build credibility and trust? One of that, just being there is one of those things, right? And in consistency as well. So for instance, if you were to go to my Twitter account, you're going to see a particular picture of me with in black and white. And if you go to Facebook, you're going to see that same picture. You're going to go to LinkedIn, you're going to see that same picture. If you go to busyness.com, you're going to see that same picture. Now, why is that? That is because I want to build credibility and trust, so that when somebody says, "Who's this Brad Semp character?" and they go to Google and they find bradsemp.com or busyness.com or cashmap.com, and then they go to Facebook and they're searching for Brad Semp, and they go to LinkedIn, they search for Brad Semp, they see me with a full-fledged, personalized and configured profile on all of those main sites. They can see my engagements, they can see who I'm talking to, that sort of thing. So, there's no tricks, there's no necessarily secrets, and there's a whole bunch of detail we can get in there. It's really hard to answer that in a short period of time. But if you want to email me, Sterling, further on that, we can talk offline on that a little bit. So we also have our social media cash map. We have cash map packages that get into all the different social media avenues, as I was showing you: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and a whole bunch more. Squidoo, a whole bunch more as well. So hopefully that helps you a little bit there. Yeah, and as Dave says there too, that Dave's got some really good things there too. If you look there, Sterling, Dave's saying in the end, people want value. Absolutely, they want value. They want to see the real you, right? And as Dave says, there's the information that you're putting out there. So being consistent, showing up consistent in different places, being consistent in the information that you put out, and value, not just crap and you had Wheaties for breakfast. Great. What's the value? Let me give you a little tip here. Not just for Sterling, but for everybody here. Here's another tip that I've learned. Now this comes from Dr. Ron Capps. Okay, if you've ever been to a JV Alert Live event, you may have seen Ron. He's a professor at, I believe, Southwest Missouri. He's a social media expert. And recently, him and I were talking, and we were talking about how you touch people through social media. And so many people are trying to just put out as much as they can. Oftentimes trying to sell their stuff, right? People don't want that. They don't want to be sold. They want you to be an expert. They want to trust you. They want to hear what you have to say and how you're going to help them. As Dave says, the information that you give them is so important, and it must be valuable. Here's a tip to provide valuable information on a consistent basis that will help you to establish trust and credibility, all right? Let's say that you put out 10 posts across social media. 8 to 9 of those posts should not be you as a mouthpiece. They should be you finding valuable information in your niche that you are commenting on and passing along that somebody else can find and leverage and use. That is a super, super key there. Think about that. It's not 10 posts of you saying, hey, do this. Oh, hey, here's a tip for that. Oh, hey, go buy my product. 8 or 9 out of those 10 is you're saying, oh, hey, check out this article from Dr. Brad Semp. He provides great information on getting out of busyness. And I think that, getting out of business is so important. You need to check this out. I mean, that's just an example of using my, a plug for myself. But, in your own niche, find some valuable information, pass it along. That's how you can become noticed as and recognized as a trusted confidant in your niche. Super, super powerful there.